All right. Hi, everybody. It's Mama D. Welcome to my channel, Mama D Reacts. And this is our Mama D Reads section. And we are doing Outlander, the first book in the selection. I think there's 9, or I'm not quite sure how many there are, but Outlander, which is the blue book, is what we're reviewing now. And we are going to be looking through chapters 7 through 9. But I had a quick funny story for you. Can you see my shirt? I took a picture of it and asked, does anybody know what it means? And didn't fash. So one person knew what it was, and he's a friend of mine on Facebook who's from Scotland, and he's been in America for about, I think he said since 2007, just became a citizen, and he knew what it was. Well, we went the other day to, my husband's going to be starting dialysis, so we had to meet with the nurse and get educated on the different types so we could pick which one we were going to do. And she saw me get up to talk to my grandson. She goes, oh, your shirt. She goes, you're an Outlander fan. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, oh my God, so am I. And I said, I thought it was just so funny how God puts certain people in your path. But she even has the Outlander theme is her ringtone on her phone. So I was telling her how my little grandson just loves that song. So she started playing it. We're all singing it. And it just made my husband feel so much more comfortable. Now that we know that she's going to be our dialysis resource nurse. I'll be actually the one doing dialysis. So I'm going to have to go through 4 weeks of training with her. But it's pretty cool that she's a huge Outlander fan. So we'll have a lot in common. So we're going to look over chapters 7, 8, and 9. And I've got a little glass of wine to go with our evening tonight. Delish. All right, so chapter 7 is called Davy Beaton's Closet. And like I said, I hadn't read the book, so I'm going by the show. This is a section where she, I think it was Column in the book, showed her the room that their previous healer had been in, and his name was Davy Beaton. And so it goes into detail about what the room looked like. It was dusty and dirty and had all kinds of concoctions and herbs and things that he used on people as a healer. So Miss Fitzgibbons sent 2 girls in to clean it and get it all, dust free. And then Claire went through a bunch of stuff and threw away some things. But I was just like amazed at some of the things that they use. Mouse ears. Ooh, gross. So I would be a horrible nurse in those days, let me tell you. But this man had left behind all these things, so she found a lot of them could be helpful. And then they call it your surgery. You see that in the newer episodes where they're in America, and she has her area that she uses like her doctor's office, and she calls it her surgery. So I thought that was, I guess that's what English people over there call, a doctor's office is surgery. And then she was starting to kind of try and put some memories back about traveling through the stones, and she couldn't really remember too much. And then ended up, let's see, she went and brought Jamie some lunch, and let's see here, and that's how she found out that he was kind of what's considered an outlaw, and there was a bounty on his head for murder. And then she noticed a wound on the back of his head, which I wasn't really clear where that came from, but the way they described it, it was a circular wound. So that was kind of basically what chapter 7 was about. And I found it interesting that they use spider webs for dressings, which kind of, if you look at a gauze dressing, it's a mesh of gauze. So it kind of could be, I guess, used as a dressing if you had enough spider web to go around. And then chapter 8 was an evening's entertainment. And that, I think, was when they had they gather all together in in that big room, and they had a guy playing the harp, I think. And Colin told her that she's going to have to stay there a bit. So I don't think she knows what a bit is. And at this point, she doesn't realize what's going to happen. We do, obviously, because some of you read the books and we watched the show, that she's going to end up staying there for a couple years. But she did find a letter that said it was dated in 1743, I think it was. So she's finally realized what actual year it is. She knew it was, way in the past, but I don't think she really knew exactly when. Let's see here. And then she was wondering if it was only women that could travel through the stones, which we know now is not true. Anybody can travel through, but you have to be able to hear the humming of the stones. And then chapter 9 is called The Gathering, and that's where she meets Galus Duncan. And we know from the show, or from if you know the books, you know more than I do, but this is my first introduction to Galus in the books, and she said that people think she's a witch. It kind of went over talking about her husband and his gas. And then I noticed that she said that people don't think Hamish is Colum's son. So I'm thinking it's Dougal's son, but maybe I'm wrong. I know she said that, I thought I read somewhere in there that somebody thought it was Jamie's son, but I think it's Dougal's, but I don't know. And then that's where we saw in the story, in the show, the boy stole some bread or something, and his punishment was getting his ear nailed to the post out in the middle of the town. So Jamie ended up at Galus's, and they decided, he would just have to stay there until he ripped his ear off the post, which is horrible. So they went down there, and Claire acted like she was going to faint, or she fell on the ground, acted like she fainted to get everybody's attention away so Jamie could yank the nail out and get him free. So that was the end of chapter 9, and he rode home. He ran home, and they got away with that without him getting caught and without having to rip his ear. Now he's got a hole in his ear, but I'm sure I wouldn't doubt if Claire doesn't fix that. So I thought that was a interesting couple chapters. I try and highlight things that I find interesting. And if you find anything else interesting in there that I didn't mention, please comment below. I know this might not be a good time for everybody. So watch it and put your comments below. And I'm going to go drink my glass of wine, and I'm going to pass out. It's nighttime here. It's about 10:15 now. So had a busy day yesterday. We reorganized our living room because we're going to do home hemodialysis. So we bought a new table, and we had to put that together where the machine's going to sit. And we still got a lot of work to do. But this Friday, we meet with the nephrologist to see exactly when he wants him to start the dialysis. But his feet are starting to swell up, and he's not feeling good, and he's very tired. And I think the sooner he gets the dialysis going, the better. So I can't say for sure when I'm going to do this again. I'm going to try for every Sunday. That may not be possible. So I will put something up a couple days ahead of time to let everybody know. And if you miss it, it's going to be on the video here anyway, so you'll be able to watch it. Okay? So toast to all y'all out there. Hope if you're here in America, you had a great 4th of July. And I wish all of you the best, and stay safe. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace out.